basically what I've gotten down so far is I have made it where my little character KO chases after my mouse clicker. And this is all done using the different codes here that you drag and drop to here to create basically like a little list of demands that has to be met in order for something to happen. So here, I've already got it where if KO touches these little beefies, they get a little bit, the item gets bigger and the chomping sound happens. So every time KO touches this, the item gets bigger and the sound cue starts. So what I want to do is we're going to take this little book and make it where if KO touches it, the book moves to a random place and then sets the score here to +1. So we're going to do that by taking when the flag is clicked, when the flag here is clicked, it's going to start the action. So when the flag is clicked, we're going to set the score to 0. So that way we can start and stop the game. So right now, the score is set to 0. So when the flag is clicked, we set the score to 0, and then we're going to start a loop here. So then we're going to start the loop, and we're going to go wait until, and then touching KO. That is the command that has to happen. And then we're going to say when it touches KO, we want it to set the score here to 1 and also play this sound. So far we've got this here going, and KO is going to touch this and it's going to set the score, but it's not very exciting if the book isn't moving. So we want to go and add this here, and it's going to go to a random position. So we're going to start the game back up by pressing the green flag, and then we're going to go and touch the book, and then the score goes up by 1. Now what I've already done is I've made it where if you touch these spicy beefers, it actually sets your score to 0, and it makes the item get larger. So what we've done is basically we've created a game using the coding techniques by stringing these commands together. So when KO touches the book, the score goes up. When he touches the spicy beefies, his score goes down to 0. So we've made a game. And I think this is really cool. I'm actually thinking about doing this in my own classroom when the Hour of Coding Day comes up, because I think that my students who are middle schoolers would really enjoy making their own little games and seeing how difficult they can make the games. Because it actually is really difficult to touch the little book when it goes in random places and not touch the spicy beefies. And we actually could make this a little bit more difficult by we're going to change the spicy beefies back to the size 20. But then when we go here, we can actually change the command and change the size by, let's do 10 at a time and see what happens. So we're going to restart. So restart, remember that when we touch the green flag, it sets the code, or it sets the score to 0. And now we're going to start again. So we touch these, but say if we touch these little spicy beefies, they actually get much larger, and that would make the game more difficult. Let's see how long we can actually go without touching the spicy beefies. Oh, shoot. Okay, that didn't last very long. But yeah, it's a really neat program. I feel like I played a program like this when I was a child. But it's a really neat program for kids to learn some of the basics of coding with some of the familiar characters that they've grown up with. And I think it's a really cool tool to teach children how to do computer coding. Oh, okay.